Welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
Today we're jumping into something really fascinating, a world where, well, stunning looks meet some tricky biology.
That's right. We're drawing from Notes on Fishkeeping, Part 138, looking specifically at the adult electric blue Jack Dempsey cichlid.
A truly eye-catching fish.
Absolutely. And our mission for you today is pretty straightforward. We want to quickly get why this fish is so appealing, visually, but maybe more importantly, uncover the surprising genetics that make keeping and breeding them, well, uniquely challenging.
It really is a perfect case study, isn't it?
Yeah.
Aesthetics versus biological reality.
Exactly.
So let's start with that visual appeal. The notes really hammer this home now that they're fully grown. These fish have a truly striking appearance.
Oh, yeah.
That intense blueness is something else, almost unreal, full-size, shimmering, electric blue, laid over the pattern of a fish known for being, well, kind of tough-looking usually.
They really do dominate a tank, visually speaking. And for anyone curious about the naming,
Ah, yes, the science bit.
the current scientific name is Rocio octofasciata. Most people probably knew it for years as Cichlids octofasciatum.
Right, a well-known fish.
Definitely. Which makes this electric blue version, this mutation, such a big deal for hobbyists. It's prized, but it's also peculiar.
Peculiar is a good word, because you see it, you're immediately drawn in, but then the observer in these notes mentions hesitating right away about keeping them long-term.
Yeah, that's the hook.
So you think Jack Dempsey, you think tough, right? A pretty hardy South American cichlid can handle itself. So why the hesitation with this blue one? Is it just meaner or something?
No, it's actually deeper than behavior. The difficulty is baked right into its genes.
Okay, let's unpack this then. This is where it gets really interesting. You mentioned the genetics.
Mm-hmm.
So if the standard Jack Dempsey is like the little aquatic tank, is the electric blue version, I don't know, the glass cannon, looks amazing but fragile.
That's actually a great way to put it. The genetics really bear that out. The key thing to understand is that beautiful blue color. It's controlled by a recessive gene.
Recessive.
Okay.
Not dominant.
Exactly, not dominant. So the fish doesn't just need one copy of the gene to show the color and stay strong. It needs two.
Okay, so needing two copies. What's the biological hit? What happens to the fry, the babies, when you breed two blue ones together trying to get more blue fish?
Well, the direct consequence is they are often weaker, more delicate. You lose a lot of resilience.
Weaker. Why, though? Just because the gene is recessive.
It's because when you breed specifically for that recessive trait, making sure the fish gets two copies of the blue gene, you're also making the fish's overall genetics very, very similar. You lose what we call hybrid vigor or heterozygous vigor.
Okay.
Think of it like this. The standard Jack Dempsey has a mix of genes, right? That mix kind of acts like a safety net, covering up small genetic weaknesses, keeping the immune system strong.
Right.
When you breed blue to blue, you strip away that diverse safety net. You end up amplifying any underlying weaknesses that the stronger dominant genes would normally hide.
Ah, okay, that makes total sense. So they become super sensitive to things a regular Dempsey wouldn't even notice. Stress, water changes.
Precisely. The notes we're looking at confirm this. It explicitly says the blue fry from blue to blue pairings are often weaker and more delicate.
Wow.
Yeah, they're known for being tough to raise, lower survival rates than the standard guys. That biological cost, that fragility, it's the core problem for breeders and keepers.
So it forces a totally different breeding approach then.
Completely different, yeah. You can't just keep breeding blue to blue if you want a healthy line.
Which takes us straight to how breeders actually handle this. It sounds like just aiming for blue fish right out of the gate is kind of a non-starter if you want them to, survive.
Pretty much, yeah. It's not sustainable long term.
So how do they do it? How do they keep the blue trait going without the whole line becoming incredibly weak?
Well, this is where smart, long-term selective breeding comes in. Since pure blue to pure blue is problematic for health, the standard method, the one you see in professional fish-keeping notes like these, involves deliberately crossing them back.
Crossing them back.
They cross an electric blue Jack Dempsey with a regular wild-type non-blue Jack Dempsey.
Ah, okay. So they're intentionally bringing back the genes from the original tougher fish.
Exactly, and diluting the blue, in a sense, to regain strength.
So what do those first babies look like, the F1 generation? Do you lose the blue?
You do, temporarily.
Yeah.
That first generation cross, the F1 fish, they won't look blue. They'll look like standard Jack Dempseys because the wild color is dominant.
Okay.
But, and this is absolutely key, every single one of those normal-looking F1 fish is now carrying that recessive blue gene, And they're carrying it in a much healthier, more robust genetic package.
Well, fortified carriers.
That's a perfect term for them. Fortified carriers. Strong, healthy fish holding the potential for blue.
So the goal of that first cross isn't actually getting blue fish right away. It's building health, building resilience first.
Precisely. Use the wild genetics as a foundation. Get that vigor back into the line.
Okay, so once you have that strong F1 generation, the healthy carriers, what's next?
Then you breed those F1 carriers together, carrier to carrier. And basic genetics tells us what happens then. Statistically, you'll get about 25% that are just standard non-carriers. About 50% will be healthy carriers like the parent.
And the last 25%?
The last 25% will be your pure electric blue fish. But crucially, these bluefish inherited their color from parents that were much healthier and robust because of that recent outcross.
Right, so they get the blue color, but with a better chance of being healthy because of that intermediate step. That's quite a process.
It's a calculated two-step approach. It prioritizes health over just getting the color instantly.
Slows it down, but makes it sustainable.
It's absolutely necessary. They sacrifice immediate color to make sure the bluefish they do get are actually viable. Without constantly bringing in those non-blue genes, that wild-type strength, the electric blue line would just weaken over time. Inbreeding depression, fragility. It wouldn't last.
Which brings it all back to you, the fish keeper, thinking about getting one.
Yeah.
You see this incredible fish, but its beauty is tied directly to this really complex genetic situation and the need for careful management. It's not just get fish, add water.
Not at all. And the observer's hesitation in the notes, it makes perfect sense in this context. They specifically say they won't get the fish for now, and only if they decided to set up an indoor aquarium tank could they really appreciate the beauty.
Right. And that indoor aquarium tank bit implies more than just having space, doesn't it? It sounds like code for a very controlled environment.
Exactly. It points to needing specialized conditions.
Like what specifically, what does that environment need to compensate for, given this fragility?
Well, because they don't have that robust genetic safety net we talked about, the electric blues are way more sensitive to everything.
Oh,
We're talking super stable water chemistry, rock solid pH, keeping nitrates really, really low, probably better filtration than you'd need for a standard Dempsey.
So things that a regular one might just shrug off could actually make an electric blue sick.
Easily. Any little spike, any fluctuation, it can stress them out fast, trigger disease. They need pristine water, low stress conditions, which also means thinking carefully about tank mates. No bullies. Things a regular JD might tolerate, the blue one probably won't.
So just admiring the look, the form and color, that's really just step one.
That's the easy part.
Keeping them thriving long term.
Yeah.
That depends entirely on understanding and meeting those specific needs tied to that recessive gene. It's advanced fish keeping, really. Demands dedication.
It absolutely does, which is why that experienced keeper in the notes paused. They recognized the commitment involved.
It shifts how you see the fish, doesn't it? From just beautiful object to, well, a creature needing careful stewardship.
Yeah, you realize the intense color isn't a sign of strength. It's actually linked to a vulnerability that the keeper has to manage constantly.
Okay, so let's quickly recap this deep dive. We've got this stunning electric blue Jack Dempsey. Visually incredible.
Undeniably.
But that intense blue comes from a recessive gene, which unfortunately also means biological fragility, weakness.
Right. And that weakness forces breeders into this cycle of outcrossing with the regular hardier non-blue fish just to keep the blue line healthy and viable.
The tension is really clear.
Yeah.
Getting that maximum beauty demands maximum effort and intervention.
You've got it.
So the final thought we want to leave you with, based on all this, is something to really chew on. If this specific fish, the electric blue Jack Dempsey, needs that constant crossing back to its stronger, wilder counterpart just to stay healthy. What does that suggest about other highly sought-after looks in animal breeding?
That's a really interesting question.
Is the price for pushing one specific trait, like intense blueness or extreme finnage or whatever, always paid somewhere else? Usually in the form of health or resilience. Is that just a trade-off we make in selective breeding for aesthetics?
Something to definitely think about next time you encounter a really striking, highly modified ornamental animal. Where's the balance between that beauty and the biology underneath?